Lesbians, I literally left my whole life a few years ago. Everyone in my life told me it was the worst decision, financially the worst decision. Sophia, you're never gonna make it. Sophia, what are you going to do? Sophia, you're literally making less than $2,000 a month. How are you gonna survive? Sophia, just lie. Pretend to be straight and figure it out slowly. Don't just, no. I said no. And I'm so glad that I did. And you know what? I did really, really struggle for the first a few months of being alone. I felt like I didn't have support from the people that loved me. I felt like I didn't know how to do life alone. I hadn't lived alone for so long. I fell for the wrong women who saw me coming as a new lesbian and tore me up and spit me out. And eventually, I made it to a safe, secure, beautiful life that I first started creating inside. It was hard, I'm not gonna lie. It took me a long time to get there. A lot of nervous system regulation, as in like being able to recognize that I was used to living in fight or flight, used to living with stress and trauma, used to living like I wasn't sure what was going to happen next, but I was just gonna make everything work. Used to having very high pressure business. And eventually I just said enough is enough. And I focused in on the one thing that I love to do, which was lesbian matchmaking. And I built an incredible team. And I started getting softer, slower, just, how can I describe this? Because I feel like when people described it to me, I didn't get it. I started to literally quit hanging out with so many people to where all I could first get to know was my own body and my own nervous system telling me when something was peaceful or when it wasn't peaceful, safe, not safe. And eventually I got so used to feeling calm that when I reintroduced anything that was potentially not safe, not calming, I was able to recognize what healthy was for the first time, because I had gotten like completely alone and completely in a state of peace. But there was literally no way that could happen for me without first eliminating everything, like an elimination diet. And I lost friends. I lost all kinds of like stories in my head of all the things I needed to do and all the people I needed to impress. And I felt lonely for a season. But then the best thing ever happened. I was able to attract in someone with peaceful energy, someone with the energetic state of being that was healthy and that would be a great partner for me. And that's when my girlfriend came into my life, and she was already in it as a friend, but that's when the attraction started to build, and that's when we fell for each other, and when my world changed in every possible way. Every single relationship in my life was impacted by my decision to actually get to know me even deeper, choose me first, completely stop people pleasing, and completely, honestly, recluse. It sounds crazy. I'm not trying to give you advice because I'm not qualified to. But if you're feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated and dysregulated around people who have been historically causing unhealthy things in your life and contributing to triggers that cause unhealthy patterns, you can look at them and you can blame them, or you can say, I allowed this. Okay, now what do I have to do to never allow this again? And how will I know better? And the only way you're gonna know better is to feel better, because you have to be able to feel what good feels like, what peace feels like, to be able to detect anything that isn't healthy. Otherwise, the things you do detect are going to feel like, oh, you don't know the difference of anxiety and butterflies. And in my last relationship, I was like, oh, I had love at first sight butterflies. Bullshit. It was detecting unhealthy, boastful, not good energy. It was detecting, hey, this isn't safe. You're not going to be able to keep this person like solely devoted to you. Like this person is like a character, and you're not going to be able to keep this character in your story. They're looking everywhere kind of energy. And you know that when you meet someone that's not healthy for you. I mean, you know when you meet someone that is healthy for you. And you know what's sad? If you're in that state of being where the anxiety, you're used to living in such high anxiety, you will mistake the anxiety for butterflies and attraction and continue down a cycle of inviting unhealthy people in your life because you're unhealthy. I can look back and go, I was so not healthy. And every day now, I am like doing the work to get better every single day, self-reflecting more and more than ever before. If I feel anything that's uncomfortable, I'm able to recognize it now and then ask myself why. I've been able to uproot. This is like, I don't want to talk like fluffy pie in the sky, but like I've been able to literally realize trauma that I've had throughout my teenage years, childhood, that I've never been able to sit still enough and recognize before. That's huge. But that only came from me getting honest with myself. This wasn't something, yes, therapy's great, blah, blah, blah. This was something that I had to consciously decide, I am going to be the best version of me for the next partner. And it didn't mean that I was blaming myself or like gaslighting myself that things weren't really, really bad. Yes, they were really, 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 really bad in past relationships. But what was I doing? How was I operating? Who was I being that would allow such behavior in my life? And if you're at the point in your life where you're like, I want to make a change, I want something healthy, then get honest with yourself. Who are you being that's allowed unhealthy people to even wedge themselves in to what should be your peaceful life that you design? Can honestly say right now, I am hand carving what I want my everyday to look like, how I want to feel, who I want to spend my forever with. And I'm so grateful that I found my future wife. The way that I just feel so at ease in her energy. There's no one else that I'd want to share life with. There's no one else that I'd want to share a bed with. There's no one else that I want to wake up to every day than the woman that I am with. But you will only ever get to a place where you're energetically ready for that kind of peaceful love when anything less than peace becomes unattractive, completely repulsive to you. So no matter what hard thing you've gone through, just like I shared, I'd been through hard things. I went through a hard time. I feel like life had set me up to just get hit, and then bad relationship. But in reality, every single step brought me here, just like every single step in your life, whether it feels good or bad, has brought you to where you are. And you decide when you heal. You decide when you say enough is enough, and you decide when you no longer allow anything less than peace in your world. Okay, that's all I got for you today. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Bye.